Hello and welcome to David Photography. Today we are going to have a bit of a review of Pop in the Box. I have now had 3 boxes from Pop in the Box. I started off with a 2 pop box which cost $18.99 and I moved up to the 3. But let's have a look at the 2. In the 2 box one I got, in my first one, Iron Man and Hagrid, number 78. When I got them, I priced those 2 items on the Funko app, £7 for Iron Man, £13 for Hagrid, which came in at 20, so it was really close to how much I actually physically paid for it. Now the thing comes is that we are now some time on, and what are they worth? Now, instead of just sticking to Funko, which is the American bit, which tries then just to convert it to English pounds, so therefore doesn't quite go the same, and I'm going to show you why. Because I have TDP, which looks at the British market and prices them at the British prices. And what is the difference between Funko and TDP for prices? Because really, they should be the same, but they're not. So, what did Iron Man turn up at now, when I've just looked as I make this video? Well, Iron Man is still 7 on Funko and 8 on TDP. I'll give you the Funko price first, then the TDP second. Hagrid is only £10 on Funko now, but is 17 on the TDP one. So when you add them together, Funko has the value of my $18.99 first box without the free one coming in at £17. So it is like £3 lost, really. Or it's going to be 25. Now that's an £8 difference. So can we continue with that? When you looked at my free gift, which was the Sharon Rogers one, which at the time when I did the video, it was valued at £8.46. Now it has come down. Now it's down to 7 and 5. So therefore, that's not good, is it? We're coming down in price, so you might as well buy them at the lower price instead of buying them at the higher price that Pop in the Box sell them at. Okay, so now we move. Now we move to my first 3 box. My first 3 box came with a free cat in a hat for physically getting the box. At the time, that was valued at £10. Now, on both of them, they're valued at £6. I got Phoebe. She was valued at the time at 12. She's now come down to 8 and 11. My Mad Eye, the Harry Potter one, that was £10.40. Now it is 7 and 8. And the Hagrid, which at the time was valued at 16, is now dropped to 8 and 11. Which means that the £27.28, which is the amount minus the 10% off, because it would be 29 minus, weird as it is, now those 3 pops come in at £23 on Funko total and 30 on TDP, which, although they're close to the price, they're still not showing really a very good value. Now we look at the final box, and finally box 3. In box 3 we had Firestorm. Now Firestorm was valued at 7 and now is between 7 and 9. The Bees, the NFL one, the one that I wasn't too happy with when I got it, but I actually was the only single one of the NFL one that I actually put in for, because Pop in the Box valued it at £15. So I thought it must be a higher priced one and must have a sticker on it and things like that. Now, when I looked up the value when I got it, it was valued at 10. In TDP right now, it is still valued at 10. But on Funko, it's valued at 19. Now, as I say, Funko is based in America, so therefore NFL is an American sport and not an English sport, so therefore the price is higher solely because the people in America know who the hell he is. Didn't last as long as I've ran this thing. Ridiculous. Right, so let's get back to the Ron Weasley. The Ron Weasley, it's valued at £26. But on Funko, it's valuing at 18, and now on TDP, it's valuing at 21. But that still makes that the best box I have had, because the values come in at Funko price 46 and TDP at 38, and I paid the £27.20 thing. So yes, the best box. But let's look at something in a little bit more detail here. Why and how are they doing it at that price? And why do you think it's profit to you that you're getting a good deal? Because frankly, you may be not getting as good a deal as you think. And here's why. I heard someone say that Funko for the UK ship from America the pops. So therefore, the pops that we get sent don't have any VAT on them. And that's one of the reasons why they're cheaper. So if you add 20% onto the price when it comes into the country, then that's going to put the price up anyway. But they are shipping it straight from America. And the reason why it gets to us without paying the VAT is because the value of the item is below £25. And in the UK, if an item is below £25, it doesn't pass through customs and it doesn't pay any taxes and things like that. So I'm going to move my paperwork out of the way. It's getting in my way. So we have them using probably a quite cheap and contract delivery company. Well, it's giving them a good deal for shipping from the US to Britain. And they are saving on the VAT. But second point to this is that on their site in America, these pops go much, much cheaper in dollar terms, and when you convert that into pound terms, they're not the same price. They come in, well, nearer the £9 mark, and that's even without the postage on. So therefore you're looking at how much they pay for them. And it's quite easy that if you see that even though the short time that I've got these boxes, quite a few of the pops have dropped in price. And all they do is really, they just buy them at these lower prices. If you can go and buy a pop, in B&M for $2.99, then what price did they pay for them? Now let's see. Pop in a Box is a big company. They have big buying power. With big buying power comes nice cheap prices to get bulk supplies of them. So with bulk supplies, they get them cheap. They're probably making 2, maybe 3 times the amount of money back from us supporting them by buying the pops. And we think we're getting a deal. We're not really. We're not really getting what we think. Because if there is now so many shops that will sell at the lower price and they still make a profit at that lower price, therefore the pops don't have the big value unless they're rare. And then certain shops get really greedy for what they charge. Now, let's continue this rant, this ramble, let's go in depth. And let's look at Pop in a Box. It has taken 2 weeks to get your order in the UK delivered to you. And I said that was ridiculous, because it is. But now if it's being shipped from the US, now let's take it, my first box, when I got 2 boxes, one with the big one and one with the... That one turned up in 3 days. So that means that that's a UK stock and it was sent out. Right. The second box took 2 weeks. So therefore my big piece, my Ron one, came from America. So it took longer. The bigger the distance, the more likely it is to get damaged because of the distance and the time it's being handled through shipping and being thrown around by whoever's collecting it. So therefore you have a bigger chance of it getting damaged. Do we have any other negatives with Pop in the Box? Yeah, we occasionally have that. My first box, if you take it, my Iron Man was crushed because he was rammed in. I got offered a discount and I thought it was going to be off the whole order, and it was only off the single value of the single pop. So I got £1 discount, well, just under £1 discount off that pop. Now, that's not much of a discount. I might as well have just sent it back, and I told them that if they ever sent a damaged one again, it would be sent back. So they would have the postage to pay for getting that back. And that's why I now have more packing. And if you've noticed, when I've opened the boxes, there is more packing in it. But this is a company that realises that collectors want things in mint condition. So why the hell they would send them out anyway in not properly packed packaging, then that really beats me no end. And especially if it's going to have to ship from America to get here, then that is bad enough to start with. So we have their packing. We have the 2-week wait because it's being shipped from a foreign country. Well, for us in Britain, foreign country. It's not saying that they can't actually ship it from somewhere else. Because don't forget, I had the Amazon one, which I paid very little for, and that shipped from, it was Georgia, wasn't it? Yeah, Georgia, far away in the EU. That took, I think, about a week, did it? Or something like that. It certainly wasn't 2 weeks. But it took time to come. And it arrived perfect. Good for them. But it is still strange that if they can send it and make profit on it, how much it was. Once again, down to unit cost, and we believe it's a deal, and it's not a deal. If you look on the American site for Pop in the Box and see how cheap some of these pops are, and if you go on to American sites and see how many dollars some other companies like Barnes and Noble and all of them lot sell their pops for, they are quite low price. You know, I've seen one website where $4 was around, which is probably something like £3. And you're going, right, so Pop in the Box can just buy that stuff and have it here and send it from America, ship it here at a low price because they're sending in bulk, they're getting a good deal, and we're getting it, and we're paying £9 for it. So it doesn't look as good a deal. Now, here is another really big negative. Pop in the Box list 5,000 items on their website. Problem comes is that when you leave page something like 95, all them items up to the page 167 are all out of stock. The thing comes is that these out of stocks are very much likely never to ever come back into stock, because when I've looked up a couple of them, they are all vaulted items. When I looked up a couple of them, I seen on Amazon that some of these pops are going for £30 and £40. There is no way in hell that Pop in a Box are going to get stock in if that's how much they're going to pay to get them in and sell them to us for 10. So these items will never ever see the light of day again, but they're on their website. Right, now we have the thumbs up and the thumbs down and our little trophy. Now, let's deal with the little trophy. We tell them what pops we have. Problem. We can't tell them that we have this pop, if this was a pop, you know. If it's not on their website, if it's not on their system, we cannot say we have it in our collection. And I have a number of the pops that I have are not listed on their system because they don't sell them, although I bought them in the UK. So therefore I can't tell them that that's in my collection. You can't manually put in a pop that is in your collection but they don't sell. That's bad, because eventually they'll get it and you'll miss not putting your thumbs down that you've got it or saying you've got it, and they'll send you it. Now comes the other bad bit. The other bad bit is remembering you have to thumbs up or thumbs down. If you don't thumbs down or thumbs up, they will still send you that item at some point. Now, which means it takes 5 minutes to do 4 pages of 30 pops on a page, to click on the icon and thumbs up and thumbs down or trophy, whatever pops are on that page. 5 minutes for 4 pages. And you have to go through all of them. That takes a great deal of your time. And you don't get to do it just once. But whenever they bring new pops, which isn't like once a month, you get told every couple of days there's some new pops. So this is a going on virtually every day. You going on and trying to find which one, because I have noted that in some of the menus, when you ask for new arrivals, they still mix them in with stuff that you've already seen and aren't new arrivals. So you end up having to go through loads and loads of pages to find the ones that are the new ones. I did find them when that lists some of them, but it was weird enough that when I thumbs downed all of the ones that are on that page, when I went back, some of them were still back to being clear again. So you're not getting all of them. I think it would be much better if you just said, or if they just said, here, you need to pick 20 pops and thumbs up 20 pops in our whole collection of things that you would want, and you get something of that 20. Of course you can do more, but setting a minimum number that you have to pick from. You can't even group, say, I want everything that you may produce of this one. So let's just say you have 12 pops in a series and you're going, I want the whole series. You have to individually go through each one and thumbs it up. Why can't you just tick the box at the side, since you've linked them and said this is all of this one? Why don't they just say send me all of them and put a tick, and it just automatically ticks everyone in that category? We have a lot more work to do. We have hours of thumbs up and thumbs down to get the pops that we want and that we don't want. But still, you might still get ones that you thumbs down. No guarantee there. You might still get them. Something might turn up on the day that they're packing that you didn't want, but you've had no time to thumbs it up or down. That is pretty bad. It is time consuming, and it is constant time consuming. Because if you don't get there in time to go through them pages and get rid of the ones you don't want, you may get something that's just come into stock, just brand new pre-order type things. That is bad. And it's really a downside that you have to spend so much of your time. You are relying on their system maintaining every single one of your thumbs up and thumbs down. That is a lot of data on their system for the system to handle as well. And it seems to me to be pointless if you just said pick 20. I used to have this exact system from a company. I used to get my videos DVD sent to us, and what they would do is, because some would be out of stock or already being seen by people, I would have to pick a certain number of videos that I wanted to see, and I would get sent one from that list. Whenever I sent my video that I'd watch back to them, they would send another one to us, and that worked really well. You go in, you change whatever you want. It's a surprise. You have at least some idea because you've picked what you want, but you're not having to go through every single video or DVD that they had on their system and say yes, no. So that is a big downer. We are paying quite a lot of money for Pop in the Box, individual pops, and they only become worth the money if you get the big ones. But then again, how many of the big ones do you like? I've actually just ticked almost all of them, and some of them I'm not all that keen on. But because they're the ones with the value and I'm paying a lot of money, then that's the ones you have to pick. You can't go pick the ones which are £9 or 2 for 18 because they come too close to how much your 2 or 3 pop price is. And then you might as well just physically pick the ones you actually really want there and then just get them, because there is no point to it. And yes, you have the enjoyment of getting a surprise of something that's in the box. But the downside comes is that you could be getting that surprise at your financial cost, because they do have pops listed on their website that you can get in the B&M for £5, that I've seen in other shops for £5 or £6, and they're selling them for £10. So you aren't getting the deal. You have to be very, very close looking at what you are getting sent you and what the value of it is. And that is a lot of work. I do say that is a hell of a lot of work to do to get it. I still think that although I might get a few more boxes, right now the amount of effort for just dealing with Pop in the Box system is not financially worth it, really. Because at some point, if they're going to send you a big one, some shops are going to have that big one in for £10 anyway. Right now there's doubles in B&M which Pop in the Box are selling at double price and saying they're 20 are going for £8. So therefore, do not just take that you are getting a good deal. Do not just take all the rubbish. And frankly, the number of emails I get sent from Pop in the Box, it's not just one every couple of days, it's every day. And sometimes it's not just one message I get, it's 2 and even 3 messages. Look, we have this pop, we have this. It is technically being bombarded by far too much. You don't need to get Pop in a Box things saying every single day. It's ridiculous. And it is really immensely sickening getting that many emails from a company. It's, you don't need it. They could just send out 1 email a week saying, this is what our new things are. Come and have a look. See if you like them. Without bombarding you. Here, we've got this new one. We've got this new one. It's a pain. So, that is my review of my first 3 boxes from Pop in the Box. And yes, the ROM one is much more impressive. But I think you can still do better yourself, going into the shops and looking for the deals when the shops reduce the prices and give something that might have been 15 away for 6. HMV, buy one, get one free. Much better deal, I think. Going into B&M and all of them that are selling the pops at £5. Yep, much better deal. So, that is a real downer. And it has to be. You have to think logically. You have to think about how much money you're spending. It is a lot of money to spend on 3 items. When, if you take it, you could spend that same amount of money on maybe getting 5 items or even 6 items. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.